y'all? Welcome to Renaissance Resurrection. I'm Seth, and today's video is all about affirmations. Let's talk about the 3 different types of affirmations, the importance of them, and how you can create your own in 3, 2, 1. So the postulation, or the basic premise of the law of attraction, has a credible basis in psychology, and affirmations are largely rooted in the theories of the law of attraction. The basic idea of the law of attraction is that your thoughts become things. I mean, Buddha even said, what you think, you become. And that's because everything that's ever existed in this world began as a thought. Because our thoughts become our feelings, and then our feelings cause us to act, and when we act, we create something or we destroy something. Now, this gives us a basis to argue that thoughts are essentially the building blocks of our world and our reality. Now, you can either choose your thoughts, or you can allow your mind to run amok on its own accord. The philosopher James Allen actually said that the mind is like a garden. It will bring forth regardless. Now, what it brings forth is up to the gardener. A garden can either grow full of weeds or insects when it's neglected, or it can bring forth fruit and life if you care for it intentionally. The choice is ours, as we're each the gardener of our own minds, but the point is that the mind will bring forth regardless. Affirmations are important because it's one of the most effective ways that you're able to direct and control your thoughts so that you become who you wish to be, assuming that thoughts create our reality, of course, which I believe to be true. If you want to go a little bit more in depth on this subject, I would check out my video, How to Leverage the Subconscious Mind to Create Reality, for a more in-depth explanation and exploration of these topics. So now I'll briefly talk about the 3 different types of affirmations that I utilize. The very first one is a qualitative affirmation, and that's essentially a short statement that's affirming a quality or character trait that you wish to possess or core belief that you hold. The second type is a mission and purpose affirmation, and these are essentially affirmations where you take a category of your life and you list out every single purpose that that category serves for you, and then you read out all the purposes every day to remind you why you're doing what you're doing and to keep you on track and to keep you motivated. And then the very last and third type of affirmation that I use is a vision affirmation, which is essentially the chronological steps you're taking to get to where you want to go in life and what's going to happen along each step of the way, so that you can see where you're going and how your actions are all lining up into becoming the person that you want to become. Now I'm going to talk to you about how to develop each of these kinds of affirmations for yourself. Also, if you're liking this video so far, I would ask that you please consider dropping a thumbs up on the video, subscribing to my channel. I make tech content, finance content, personal development content. And then also please share this video with a friend who you think might find this useful, and go check out my website where you can find all my other content. Now let's go ahead and transition. So the first one I'll talk about is qualitative affirmations. So if you're not sure what qualities and character traits that you wish to possess as an individual, then here's what you do. You list out all the people that you admire the most, maybe top 5 to 8. And then you list out what qualities you admire about them. Ask yourself, what is it about this person that I admire? And then from that point, those are pretty much the qualities of your ideal character. So say I admire Steve Jobs. Well, what do I admire about him? His ability to communicate, his ability to see trends and predict them, and then his ability to bring people together to work in teams effectively on very difficult projects. Okay, so then you figure out what are each of those qualities. Okay, well, team building, communication, and vision. And then from that point, you figure out an affirmation on how to affirm those qualities for yourself. Now, if you want a little bit more of a in-depth explanation talking about that, I would encourage you to go check out my video, How to Reclaim Your Power. I'll link it right here. And then fast forward to 14 minutes and 37 seconds. That's the part of the video where I talk about how to figure out who you want to be, and I discuss this concept of auditing the character of the people that you admire the most a little bit more in depth. And then I give some personal examples. Now, the second type of affirmation on how to create them is mission and purpose affirmations. So when it comes to doing these types of affirmations, I do what I call a purpose audit, which is where you sit down, you list out all the major categories of your life, and then you list out the individual subcategories which comprise that category. And then you list out the purpose that each of the subcategories, or the purposes rather, that each of the subcategories plays in your life and your vision for yourself. So for example, for me, a major category of my life is business. Now the subcategories which comprise the business category are marketing, finance, investing, and operations. So for a purpose audit, I would define the purposes that studying marketing, investing, finance, and business operations fulfills in my overall vision for my future. And then you just simply reread those purpose statements as your affirmations to remind you why you're doing what you're doing. If you want a specific example of this, then go watch my video, Why You Must Compete Up, and fast forward to 8 minutes and 25 seconds, where I show a complete purpose audit, or I think in the video I call it like a categorical life audit, and I'll show you a more in-depth example of this using each of the categories of my life. And then the very last one is vision affirmations, and this is by far the most difficult one because just, qualitative affirmations, you don't, when you're doing those, you only need to identify who you want to be and how you want to be. But for vision affirmations, you have to identify what you want specifically from life and the steps you're going to take to get it. So this is a lot more difficult because there's a lot more how. Qualitative is what, the mission and purpose is why, and then vision is more so how, which that's kind of the hardest part and the least predictable as well. But there's a strategy that I use for it. I use this strategy called mapping out my next 15 moves. Here's a link to the Keynote presentation that I got the concept from Patrick Bet-David a really long time ago, and the Keynote discusses this concept way more in depth, but the idea behind the next 15 move strategy is taken from chess masters. A master chess player or a master strategist in any game can on average see 15 moves ahead during the game that they play. So the next 15 move strategy is simply to try to apply that concept to your life. To be a master strategist of life, you need to map out your next 15 significant moves in chronological order for how you will achieve what you want and become who you want to become. I have my next 15 moves written out, and I'm updating it and tweaking it and refining it every single morning and every single night, reading it so that I know here's the steps I'm taking, and then I can kind of identify where I'm at along the way and update it as need be. That's all that I have for you guys today. I thank you guys for watching, and I ask that you please comment down below what your thoughts are on these different types of affirmations, or some different types of affirmations you use, or different strategies. I'm always looking to expand my knowledge base and strategies that I use, and affirmations are a huge component of my life and shaping my psychology the way I want it to be. So always open to new ideas. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'm just going to remind you to please like it, share it, and subscribe it. It's good karma. And please visit my website, and it's in the description in the bio, or the description of the video. And then follow me on social media. If you go to my website and then scroll down on the homepage, you'll find all my TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and all the main ones. So go follow me on social media and don't miss out on the next video. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Seth with Renaissance Resurrection, and I am out.